On paper, I'm doing a very stupid thing. And I know my old man hasn't said it, but I know he thinks the same as well. He thinks I'm crazy.
And we went to the development agency and we said to them, it's going to cost $450,000. And they said, fine, you know, we'll contribute. And then they actually do the budget, and it's 1.3 million.
This has sort of turned into a bit of an animal, really, isn't it?
You're going to change your mind? You're going to change your mind, I can see.
Yeah, but I had some geezer come round the office the other day with a notebook and pen. I said, who are you? I'm from the bank. What are you doing? I'm getting a quote for the office. Why? Because you're borrowing money. And if it all goes tits up, we're having your offices. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Jamie Oliver's money is on the line. So's his reputation. He's up to his neck in a risky new venture, a non-profit making restaurant, and the costs are rocketing. Jamie's also taken on the job of a lifetime. He's become a dad. To top all that, he's signed up to another big-time commitment. He's chosen 15 unemployed young Londoners to cook for his new restaurant. The trouble is, they can't cook. They'll train with Jamie once they've mastered the basics. For that, he's put them on a crash course at chef school. They'll have to cram a year's normal training into just 4 months. And they're being pushed to the limit by their tutors like Mark Gauthier.
This is where you are finding yourselves under pressure. You will find yourselves under pressure for every service that you do in the future. So get used to this feeling.
Jamie's committed a year of his life to the trainees. But despite getting travel expenses to attend college, some of them only show up when they feel like it.
I'm tired.
What I don't like is if they're not turning up for stuff. You know, attendance just offends me, really, because they haven't got a clue about all the other stuff that's going on at the moment. And really, it's not for me. I'm getting nothing out of this. I'm turning down work to do this. You know, it's completely for them. This year, it's completely for them.
Kerry Ann's been bunking off too often for Mark's liking. Today, he's reading her the Riot Act.
I mean, at the end of the day, you've been a total pain in the arse to me because of the absenteeism, the continual excuses, the texts and everything else, right? But I want to look at whys and wheres and where can we go forward on that, and what can we do about it to get you on a track that is taking you to the place you want to go, which is into the trade, happy and succeeding, yeah?
The worst shirker of the lot is Nicola Smith. Unknown to Jamie, she's been summoned to see the head tutor.
Nicola, the reason that I'm wanting to speak to you is really because of your attendance and the fact that you haven't actually achieved 80% attendance at all. We're of the opinion that the best thing for you to do would be to sort out your problems and come back on the programme in September.
In September?
You've missed too much of the programme.
Can I not even try?
I've given you more opportunities than any other student has got the reasonable aspect to have.
I can't catch up.
Why weren't you here at 9 o'clock this morning?
Because I had no money to come here. I can't come here and walk. I'd be leaving at 6:30 every morning. I've only just had enough money to get here.
You know, you've got to really be an adult now. Like you say, you're 19 soon. All right? I thought you were a lot younger. So what does that say about you? Yeah? All right, come here, I'll give you a cuddle. There you go. All right. You're going to be a good girl for me, yeah? You get your ass in tomorrow and pass everything for me. Yeah?
Yep.
All right, baby.
But when you're on something as important as this is, the fact Jamie Oliver is committing so much time to you, the college is committing so much time to you, yeah? And you're not committing anything back to us.
I know.
As a group, as a team. And we've got 4 weeks.
Well, let me show you in that 4 weeks what I can do. At least let me try and show you.
You can show me till the end of the week, and Mark Gauthier has final say.
Michael Pizzi has a good attendance record but a bad attitude. Playing on his broken arm, he hopes to duck out of the cookery lesson. But his teacher, Chef Peter Richards, has other ideas.
Well, that's it. Now, see, when I spoke to you yesterday, I said you would come in today and you would help me with the stores.
Yeah, but
That's
I can't run up and down the stairs
right.
and everything and
but
carry
it's
stuff.
only your hand that's hurting, it's
Yeah,
not your
but
legs.
I can't carry things, that's the thing.
If you can't come in and do the work that everybody else is doing, then I will find you something to do.
I've had a lot going on this week which really just done me proper in. Just properly just done me in.
Well,
physically and mentally.
we'll draw a line under it, but next week you're either here to work in the kitchen, and if you're not here to work, then I will find you something to do.
I don't see the point of me being here when I'm in this state. But, as he says, chef knows best. Toss him.
This isn't Michael's first run-in with his teachers. In a fit of pique, he stomps out, threatening to jack in the whole course. To keep him on board, Jamie makes a 20-mile round trip to see him at home.
Come on. Oh, God, it's a dog. I don't like dogs. So what's going on then?
I'm just... Truthfully, I'm just bored at the moment.
Bored?
Yeah, because nothing really exciting's happening.
Right, what do you mean by that?
Well, the colleagues were cooking and I'm enjoying it. And some of the stuff we've done, we're really doing it and then doing it over again. But then it comes to Mondays and all we're doing is passing all these boxes upstairs. It's just not really exciting me much.
Unfortunately, the start is always the most boring. We're only 2 months away from opening the restaurant. Our restaurant, you know what I mean? And I just think it's a real, at the end of the day, I'd be really disappointed in myself if we lost you at this point, because we haven't started cooking yet. You know, sometimes things in life are a bit boring. I've just had a baby. Christ almighty, it's the best thing I've ever done, but it's bloody hard work. And you know what? It gets boring sometimes when they're crying for 2 hours. But it does, you know. And I'd be really upset if you left the course, because I stuck my neck out for you, and quite frankly, I could have put someone else on the course. I know you're not massively academic, but you know, I've written 4 books, and you know what? Every one of them's been written on a dictaphone. I can't spell. Can't spell, can't type, and I do all my work on a dictaphone. I left school with absolutely nothing. So, I mean, I can relate to you.
I know that if I do basically quit, I've just wasted 3 months.
Yeah?
And I'm going to disappoint a lot of people.
See you, sweetheart.
Bye.
What's that?
And you.
Good on you. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
I don't know what to say, really. I'm quite shocked. I thought he was going to give me a whole load of reasons why he didn't want to do the course. And I was bombarded with one thing, which was I was bored. I like the boy. I want him to do well. That's why I come all the way out here to sort him out. He's being a fucking baby.
Two days later, Michael decides to carry on. Jamie responds by sending him off with 4 of the other slackers to work nights in a bakery. Starting time, 2 a.m.
I suppose you could say it's a sort of test of, you know, do they really want to do this or not? There's various reasons why they're doing this tonight, you know, from taking the piss, just like turning up late for college. You would have been sacked ages ago if you were at my restaurant. Not quite being as into it as I'd like them to be.
I said, fuck it all then, I ain't coming in, so I walked out.
To be honest, if any shift in the kitchen can sieve out the weak ones from the strong ones, the bakery shift will definitely do it.
It's their opening night, and veteran truant Nicholas Smith hasn't even shown up. But despite everything else on his plate, Jamie's on his way.
Look at one message. It says, Jules, just out. Back in 10 minutes. The mobile's on. It's about 1:30. Jules is asleep. I think if she knows that I'm going out to do this, that she's going to kill me, because I've been committing probably a bit too much personal time, and I suppose as I'm home now it is called personal time. Bit naughty, but I have to kind of keep doing this these days. Make them a bit rounder, so you're using the friction from the board and your hands around it to make it nice and smooth. That's it, you get the spirit. Yeah, good boy.
Now you put it down to start. We'll flatten it out a little bit more while it's on the press.
You're proper peasy, you're hot and cold. You're all enthusiastic one minute, and then you get tired and you kind of, you know, and you can't have those sort of people in the kitchen. In the kitchen you can have nice people, and you can have moody people. As long as they're one or the other, you can live with it, you get on with it. Try and cup it with all your hands and keep that pressure in. Look at that, beautiful. Knowledge is a lovely thing to give people.
I'm walking into there and I'm just having a little spy for 5 minutes. No one can see me. I remember, look, and you know, Peasy's giving it some of that, and Carrie Ann's giving it some of that, and it's just things are starting to flow a little bit more naturally, and it's starting to look a little bit like they're at home with the bread, you know. And she said, "Oh, I made my own tomato bread," and I'm like, "Sweet, the whole thing, the whole thing. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna put little bits of mozzarella in the thing." Lovely. That's exactly what I wanted to.
After 4 nights in the bakery, Michael and Dwayne are out for the count. 6 a.m. Their stint in the bakery's over, and they can all head home, even the celebrity chef.
Fuck! Oh no, my key. Key's broken. Not blue. Key. Key broke.
Jamie's bust a gut to turn up every night. But Nicola Smith hasn't shown up at all and faces a roasting.
If I'm going to be honest to you, right, then I have to try and at least treat you like a boss, right? And the boss would have sacked you by now. Right, so I'm going to give you the last chance, right? I haven't got a problem with you. I've got to try and get this mentality into you that you've got to turn up for flipping work. Right, on paper, you have turned up to Hammersmith 66%. Right, and I just think that is completely taking the piss. That is taking the piss out of me, because I've put my bollocks on the line for this thing. And if you don't want to commit yourself to this, then I really want you to tell me now.
And I'm so willing to do this. I really, really do.
If you don't turn up for work, I will know about it within an hour, and I'll be straight round your house or on the phone, and I promise you, you won't come back, right? So don't let me down. I want you to be there.
I'm not going to do that.
All right? Are you going to miss any more?
Not at all.
Because that's rude. It's rude to me, and it's rude to everyone else that's teaching you, okay?
Morning.
It's June, and the 4-month crash course in cooking is almost over. Jamie's trainees face an NVQ exam to see what they've learnt. They've got to cook 6 dishes against the clock.
This is the biggest day of the course. This is their final assessment for MVQ Level 1. And without the MVQ Level 1, they won't be accepted into industry. And, you know, Jamie won't want them. So it's a fucking huge day for them at the end of the day.
I'm shitting it. I'm shitting my pants, literally. I am so scared.
I'm actually quite relaxed. I'll fuck it up, I'll go do it again. Because he said I could do it again.
You've had the course. You've done all the practices. You need to pass all the elements. If you refer on any one of them, you will not pass overall, and you'll have to come back and do it again. So, 10 past 10, I'm calling it. Off you go, get on with it, good luck. I clean and tidy? Is my food safe? Am I a hazard? You see the soup's coming. No point cooking chicken until you've actually got your sauce made, is there? How long does it take to cook a potato, Michael? How long does it say in the book?
Where the fuck is the page? 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
So how long have you had these on for? About 3 days? Yeah? Well, family, this is doing an hour?
Yeah.
Right, so you think that might be a bit too long?
Yeah, I just lost track. I just forgot that I had them on. I was just so trying to concentrate on so many things at once. I just like, I've done it wrong. I fucked up.
You might want to stand back from what you're doing. See how far you've got on your work plans. You have 5 minutes left. You have 2 minutes. You have 1 minute. Okay, get everything cleared down. Too late? Yeah, too late. You all right, boo-boo?
Uh-huh.
Good.
Bloody crap.
You haven't passed the assessment because obviously there was no soup. Yeah. I'm failing you with annoyance. You didn't pass it all. You haven't passed. Well done. Pass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Quality.
Not yet competent. Yeah. Means you haven't passed. Okay. Now you've failed, darling.
All of it?
Yeah. You're going to have to retake the whole lot.
Why?
Because you're not yet competent.
Hello, Mum, it's me. Yeah, I failed on 3 things, so I have to come back in 2 weeks' time to do them again. But I passed on 3. So I failed and passed.
I was too busy like trying to get all the hard stuff out of the way, like my soup and my ratatouille. So all the easy stuff, I just shrugged it off, thinking that I know I'll be able to do those again.
He said if I don't pass this time, give up.
The bottom line is, well over half of them have flopped at NVQ level 1.
The realisation of 15 of my lot going in to do NVQ1, which is quite a basic exam, really. I mean, even from my, I wasn't very good at school and that, and I found NVQ1 easy, and I passed it, not a problem. But 11 of my guys didn't pass it, which is really scary. So I suppose the realisation of having to run this restaurant with these guys is a bit worrying, really.
Two weeks on, the students who failed the NVQ are back to try again. But there's been a bust-up. Michael Pizzi's turned up without his written work and had a row with the head of school. Student councillor Tony Elvin has got to calm Michael down, but first he's got to find him.
Michael!
Mark, what's happening?
Basically, Michael Pizzi's had a confrontation with the head of school. He's verbally abused her, and he's been instantly suspended because of that. And obviously, you just fucking can't do that. You do not threaten or abuse your head of school. It's just not done.
I spoke to Michael, and I said, you just can't hand in things whenever you feel like it. It's nice if you came to me and said. And I said, college's not up. I was working, and they just went. I said, don't shout at me. And they just kept shouting at me. And I said, I'm not going to take this from anybody. I said, you withdraw.
Right.
And then that was when it erupted.
Yeah. Well, he's thrown his books down and he's gone, so I don't know. I'll call him. Is that in there? I can get you back on it. Now sit there.
It pisses me off.
I can put you back on it. You've got to calm down, mate.
Yeah, but why should I when I haven't done 2 pieces of work and she's just kicked me off?
It's not just today, though, is it? It's an ongoing thing with lots of different people and lots of... You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's just kicked me off.
No, but okay. Well, that was because of the way you spoke to her.
Yeah, so don't like getting spoken to like a little prick.
Okay, but you've got to calm down. You've got to see what the situation is, and then you've got the choice of whether you want to kind of continue.
I've only got 2 days left.
Exactly.
She had to go at me, I had to go back. Why should I take that?
You can't speak to people like that. Because, for example, you're in the kitchen, it gets a little bit busy, a little bit stressed, you can't go around speaking to people like that.
Yeah, but that's different.
So you've made a mistake, you appreciate that, because you can't speak to people like... Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're going to have to kind of undo that. It's a hiccup, it's not the end. So you've got to keep calm and do the right thing. Yeah?
All right.
Yeah?
All right.
Cool.
This is meant to be Jamie's holiday, a few precious days with his wife Jules and baby Poppy. But now he's going to have to rush straight back to the college, leaving her holding the baby.
Right, see you in a bit.
What's a bit mean?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, you've got that on blooming camera. What's that done? So that's 3:30, let's say 5 o'clock, ready home. 5:30, I'll give you. Any later, me and Poppy are packing our suitcases.
Everything seems to be happening this week, so no one's been told that I'm on holiday. I've got a million calls. Everyone's more important than everyone else, I just found out that we're having problems with the guys on the course, which, you know, upsets me a lot.
Oh, I am pretty annoyed because it's only 4 days off, you see, and every day he's been called out to do something.
I committed to, you know, the challenge of taking on like 15 sort of underprivileged, unemployed, whatever you want to call it, kids. We knew there were problems, and, you know, just because they show signs of bad attitude and not turning up and this, that and the other, I don't like that, but, you know, I've committed to that and I have to deal with it.
The new plan is to get rid of the mobile, not get rid of it, but when you've got holidays, actually turn it off. And I really mean give it to Nicola, his PA, and just not ask for it back. And in fact, no one can phone unless it's family and friends. Otherwise, it's just ridiculous, because his mind is always like this, his foot's, even when we're going for lunch, is like this. You can see his mind's going, oh, right, yeah, must have got to do that. And while I'm talking away, he's not listening to what I'm saying. So really, it's not fair on either of us, really. Everyone around me, friends and stuff, and people that I talk to about it, they've got no patience for it. They say, oh, just get rid of them, you see. And it's all very well for the college to do that. You know, I completely respect why Sheila and Mark, who have been working on them for the first 3 months to get them all sorted out. I completely respect why they want to get rid of some of them, because they're obliged just to treat them like normal college kids. And what favours do they owe them? No, nothing, you know, they're doing me a favour. At the start, opinion was divided about Michael Pizzey, and Jamie himself pushed for his inclusion. I think we should mark him up on the top end, really.
I think he might need some harnessing and he might need a lot of support.
Now he's having to question his own judgment.
They were just really concerned that they'd lost control of the discipline of the trainees.
We're working in the office, and the first one I got to was Michael. Took him into the office and I said to him, why weren't you at my lesson? Because I worked at home, and I said, but you knew yesterday was the deadline to hand in the stuff. And he just started swearing at me pretty badly, and it was quite aggressive. So I basically told him, you're out the college and you're off the course. If he can't act like responsibly and maturely in college, then presumably that's going to come across in the kitchen, and with boiling oil and hot water and knives around, that doesn't particularly excite me. If you know, it might not be pencils next time. Oh. I completely respect your decision. The college really have just been asked to slightly bend the rules to what they always do and expect the same commitments and the same values. And I suppose what we're finding is that, you know, I committed to something a little deeper, which is sort of to take on, you know, guys with some problems, you know, and I just don't know what to do, really.
Suspended, Michael Pizzey is ordered off the college premises. The other exam retakes are going well. And finally, Mark's got something to smile about. 2 months ago, Dwayne couldn't even slice a grapefruit.
Cut them the wrong sizes, so it looks shit.
Now he's up there with the best of them.
You bastard, Dad. Proud of you. Well done, boy. Get back.
Mum, guess what? I passed my assessment.
After coming so close to being kicked off the course, Nicola Smith is finally back on track. Summer, Jamie and his trainees are off to a farm in Cumbria that'll supply the new restaurant.
If I just pack the big bags, if everyone can take the small ones in with them.
It's a chance for the students to see where the meat they'll be cooking comes from. Still suspended from the course, Michael Pizzey has to sit it out at home.
I think they're going on holiday, to be honest. We've got the passports to go through the Cumbrian border.
It's Jamie's first trip away with his trainees. For some, it's their first ever taste of the country. Lesson 1, how to pitch a tent.
Well, where's the good dimension?
Have you put a tent up before? Never. Over a way, you know. Where's the instructions?
This goes underneath at the bottom. That goes on top of it, yeah? I think that goes inside that.
No, that's the outside.
Is it?
Oh, it's broken! Fucking hell!
What are you doing?
I broke it!
Guys, if you can try and make your doors open this way, because there's an 8-foot drop and a river there.
While the others finish putting the tents up, single mum Michelle is on the phone to her 6-year-old daughter.
I told you I went camping, didn't I? With your favourite Jamie. Listen, I've got to go anyway, okay? Good night. Do you love me? I love you too. See you later. Bye-bye.
Their first evening meal, fresh fish. In Jamie's kitchen, chefs must taste whatever they're cooking. Many of the trainees have never tasted raw fish.
When you put a bit of fish in your mouth and it's raw, your stomach does absolutely no work whatsoever. It just takes all the lovely goodness out of it and puts it in your blood. Go and get me a paper plate from over there.
I ain't eating it.
If you want to be chefs, I don't want any of this bollocks about you not wanting to try it.
I ain't eating it.
You ain't eating it.
I ain't eating it. Simple as that. I've tried it already. I don't like it.
I don't care. You want to try it in front of me. Well, you want to be a chef, darling?
Yeah, but doesn't mean I've got to like raw fish.
I'm afraid it does.
No, it doesn't.
It really does.
How's that?
Because you've got to be open-minded and you've got to be...
I am open-minded. I've tried it already. I don't like it.
Well, you haven't tried it with me. If you don't eat what you cook, then you never know if it's seasoned or not, and then you get customers that eat shit. You're not going to let yourself down, you're just going to let me down.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry, but I'm not eating it. Oh.
Don't let me down, Michelle.
I can't eat it.
Well, that means you won't be able to work the section that this is cooked on in my restaurant.
That's fine. I don't do fish anyway.
That means that when you leave my restaurant, you'll be harder to employ.
That's okay.
Still reckon the barbecue sauce is successful.
Chefs that don't taste their own food are idiots.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't like something, you don't like something. And I've tried it before, so if I don't like it, why should I have it again? People might think I've got an attitude, but to be honest, I don't care. Because if I've got an opinion, I will air my opinion, whoever you are, whether you're a celebrity, whether you're the richest man in the entire world, I will say what I've got to say. And that's the end of it, really.
Next day, up at dawn for a pep talk.
I know you think you're probably on holiday, but we have actually got quite a lot to do. I wanted you to come to this area and see Peter Gott, who's a friend of mine who breeds the most fantastic pigs and wild boar. really beautiful pigs that taste, all you have to do is cook them, salt and pepper, and they taste fantastic. So really, this is all about just seeing where ingredients come from. And then the nice thing will be is when we open the restaurant, we'll be using his pork in the restaurant as well.
You've got to send that, yes.
I want you to understand what we're trying to do. We're actually making food, but it starts a lot further back than I think you actually appreciate. If you care for them, then when it comes to the end and the food chain, you do your best. You don't make a crap sausage. You make the best sausage. Here, they're rooting around naturally, they're eating a 16% protein diet, and ultimately, they're a style of pig that puts fat down, and that's where your flavour is.
We're talking about like one of the most beautiful pigs, with beautiful marbling, good, solid snowy white fat that roasts a treat. And like people look at the fat and say, "Oh, I'll trim a bit of that off," which is like, that's where all the flavour is. But yet we think nothing of eating dodgy old sausages, dodgy old burgers, which probably have more fat and not as good a fat. You'll get a really dense, snowy white fat that the Italians even have sliced raw. They call it lardo, and they just have it with their parmesan and prosciutto and stuff.
I mean, you as upcoming chefs, and if it's your job not just to cook it right, but you've got to make sure that they know they've got the right meat.
There's another thing about life down on the farm that's a first for the trainees from London, mucking out. Not something Kerry Ann's done much of in Hackney.
Aren't they lovely? They stink though.
Squeeze it and twist it and go again.
An hour later, even Kerry Ann's turning pigs into sausages.
Right, where do I go from here? I just twist it over.
Yeah, that's it. Now pull it through. That's it.
Oh, I've broke it.
What are you making? You're making room.
It's making
a butterfly.
A poodle.
Next, they have to design their own sausage with whatever ingredients they want. As always, Dwayne goes for broke.
Tell me what's gone in there?
Everything. Ketchup.
What we want, man.
And what about confusion of flavours?
Confusion of flavours.
What does this say about you?
I'll try anything.
Most of the trainees are starting to look more like potential chefs. But two still haven't passed all their exams. While the others tuck in, Jamie takes aside Nicola Andronikou and Michelle Cooper for a heart-to-heart about their future.
We've now got to the end of the part of the course, and you hadn't done enough MVQ test work to be able to qualify for the MVQ1. From my point of view, I didn't really imagine taking any students into the kitchen without it. But I just wondered what you thought and what you would do if I was you.
I can understand if you don't want me there, but that's cool. What can I do?
No. I suppose what I'm trying to say is we set up this course. I mean, it's quite basic work, and what I thought I'd be going through into a professional.
Everybody knew I had childcare problems. Nothing was done, and I needed help. There was no help. Now it's come to the end, as in everyone's got their qualification, and I'm not getting it. It's just like, okay, Michelle, we'll help you now. I just find that a bit weird, to be honest.
Don't worry about not getting the qualification, because you'll get it in September. What's 2.5 months? Quite frankly, your kids are much more important than this bloody project. But also, I think, becoming a parent is also refinding your balance in life. And you are young and you need to give yourself opportunities. and you're single, which doesn't make it, well, it makes it 10 times worse, quite frankly. just because you're a single mother doesn't mean that you haven't got a right to be educated and learn a trade. And I think, and I suppose what I wanted to say to you was that we're not here to make things tougher, you know. But we want to help. You know, I want to help. Let's look at all the options, sweetheart, and let's maybe have a talk next week.
Where's one?
As Jamie sees it, he's giving out more than he's getting back. But some trainees just don't see it that way.
At the end of the day, everyone's sitting there and they're wondering, like, what is this? Like, is this just one big press thing? Is this one big, like...
Oh, really?
Pub? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, people are going to think that.
To be honest, you know, you haven't seen half of what I've had to go through to make this thing work, and you will. As the money's gone up and up, because we sort of essentially borrowing the money from the bank. The bank never just gives you money, so like, especially on that scale. So, you know, they've been around my house with a clipboard and they've said, right, your house is worth that and your office is worth that, and if this business goes tits up, then we'll have them. And I have to sign underneath it saying, yeah, of course you can. So I'm basically in the shit if this doesn't work. My wife doesn't know about it, and if it does go pear-shaped, she will find about it and she'll fucking kill me. So that's what it means to me. I'm going to see more of you than I will my wife and kids, and I think, like, at the end of the day, if I'm prepared to do that, that's pretty deep, really.
In some ways, in some twisted, cruel, horrible way, it's comforting knowing that you have put so much on the line, because then we know that it does mean a lot, and like, it means a lot more to us. Do you know what I mean? Knowing that.
I don't blame you for being cynical, but you know, I promise you on my life, this is, you know, 100% sort of from the heart from me, and I don't expect you to believe me, because you owe me shit at the moment. But I'd like to think in a year's time you'll think of me in a fond way that give you a really good opportunity.
Jamie and the students are back in London after their trip to the farm in Cumbria. They're meant to have learnt where good meat comes from and how to bond as a group. Today, the master teaches them his own method of poaching beef fillet.
Look at this. What meat is that?
Beef.
What I'm going to do, get myself some beautiful little fillets. As I put 8-ounce steaks on again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is just tie these little fellas up. Just put the string in the middle. Just tie it up. I'm going to pour in my wine. So I'm going to put some whole garlic cloves in, 3 or 4, a couple of peppercorns, and I want to bring this to the boil, just to get these flavours in this liquor going, yeah? Have a smell of that, guys. Yeah, just rough it up a bit. Pass it around. What is it? Lemon thyme. Right, so we've got a nice bit of lemon thyme in there. Basically, we're treating this like tea, really. You know, we're boiling it and we're putting these herbs in. It's going to infuse, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of stock in there, just to sort of make sure we've got enough. Just a little scoop of good extra virgin olive oil. And as soon as I put the meat in here, it's going to stop boiling, right? I'm going to turn the heat down, because we don't want boiling anymore. What I want to do is just cover this. Who knows what cartouche is? Yeah. You've all done that? Yeah. If you get a nice 8-ounce steak, 6 minutes on a good, gentle, there's no bubbles there, just light simmer, right? That will give you medium. Now, if you want it less or more, it's up to you. Use your common sense. 8 minutes, 5 minutes, right? Let's check out our old celeriac. Right, that's nice and cooked. Sweetheart, if you can take that to the sink and drain it, there should be a colander in there. So let's check it at 6 minutes. Of course, it's never always exactly the same. Yeah, can you see that? The way I'm pushing it. You know, it's quite soft in the middle and it's quite firm on the outside. I reckon that's just perfect. Let's just transfer it to a plate. Yeah. It is good. I'm going to just pass this celeriac through the sieve, just push it through, just to basically make it into a nice little puree. While this is boiling, that's mashing, that's resting. Just see all that come out the bottom? So we just scrape all that off. So what I'm going to do is I'll taste it, and you've got a little bit of acidity there from the wine, right, which will cut through the meat a treat. I'll then turn the gas off, no more heat, right? I'll then get a nice knob of butter, right? If it was boiling, you'd split it. Do you know what I mean by split? The butter would split the sauce. If you just jiggle it about, it becomes part of it. The beef has flavoured the wine has flavoured the beef, yeah? So let's plate this little darling up. You get your little bit of steak. I'm just going to cut off the string, and there we go. Got a lovely, shiny, kind of rich, twangy sauce. And if you're a pretentious git, then you get a nice little bit of, you know, thyme or some flouring thyme. Or what would be really nice is if I just fried a little bit of that in some butter so it went crispy, so actually you could eat it, and you just serve that with it. And that, my friends, is a really beautiful, simple, clean, fresh little dish. Beautiful. Tuck in, guys, have a little taste.
For the first time in their lives, the trainees can sample some of the best cooking around. But with just 2 months to go before their restaurant opens, 3 of them are missing. Yet again, Nicola Smith hasn't turned up. Michelle Cooper hasn't shown either. Michael Pizzi couldn't show because he's been suspended. Today he'll discover if he can stay on the course.
Today it's like the big day for me, but I'm not really thinking about it that much. I just want to get it over and done with, say what I have to say. My mum's really nervous. She's like been up half the night, worrying. But I've just took it in my stride. Nothing really worries me.
The reason we're being quite serious about this is because, you know, we were kind of geared up to deal with anything apart from sort of aggression, right? I mean, you kind of got everyone thinking, well, you know, is he a time bomb? I'm trying to train you for the real world, right? And the real world's horrible, really. It can be fantastic or horrible. Now, you might have someone that sells you the best ingredients, and he's the horriblest, most unreasonable person in the world that really rubs you up the wrong way. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to punch him and have a ruck, or are you going to have a row with him and then not get your best scallops in the world?
Yeah, when it comes to that, I deal with it.
But you didn't deal with it, Peter.
Back on it, I sit there like pisses me off. I knew I shouldn't have done it after it all happened.
You're not going to be able to just fit back into the rest of the group for 2 reasons. One's because you crossed the line, and 2, because we've now wasted 6 weeks. And considering the intensity of this training, you're now quite behind, right? We're going to let you go back to college. We need you to complete your MVQ Part 1.
Yeah, that's in September.
Because obviously you're behind on that. And then what we want you to do is go on a sort of anger management course. If you can promise me that you'll do these 2 things, then we'll reconsider taking you on later. So, should we leave it at that? Go away and talk with your mum about it.
Jamie's got so much faith in you, Michael. I've never known anybody like it apart from me.
So if he had faith in me, why isn't he basically sitting down with me, one-to-one, no one else there, going through the stuff I've missed, to catch me up that way instead of sending me back another like 40 steps to redo it all again?
Jamie's set the remaining trainees another test. They've each got a tenner to spend at Smithfield Meat Market.
Right, you got the kangaroo steaks?
With what they've learnt in Cumbria, will they go for the right cuts?
Where's all your meat come from? Is it the same place?
West Country, Midlands.
Where's the lamb from?
Sorry?
Where's the lamb from?
This is the shanks. These ones in the packs are Irish.
Is it?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah, lovely. Can you tell me anything like... Well, Milano. Milano, so what that's from? Is it from Milan? From around here? Well, it's all Italian. Okay. You know the process of what they do to these? Not really, no. Okay, but I'll take one if that's all right.
I'm liking the look of this beef and all.
Very nice.
You would say that you're selling it.
The best cut of meat. There's a bit of fillet there. Well, that's the most expensive.
And you don't spend the rest?
The trainees return with their spoils, ready for Jamie to cast his critical eye.
How are you doing? You alright? How was your shopping today? So, why did you get this?
When it's done well, the texture of it's really smooth.
Do you know what kind of rabbit it is?
They're farmed in Belgium, and I think it's farmed. Like, I'm pretty sure it was farmed, actually.
I got a leg of lamb. He reckons that it was slaughtered yesterday, but I don't know about
Slaughtered yesterday?
I don't think it was.
I'd say he was a dickhead. Was he a young boy?
No.
Basically, you bought meat from an idiot. Right, that's all right. What we got then was?
Lamb shanks.
Is this what they sold it to you in?
Yeah.
Was it like that when you bought it?
Yeah.
We use it in the restaurant for keeping things fresh for like a day, but it makes the meat very sweaty. If I put you in a rubber suit for a day, what do you think you'd smell like? Sweetheart.
Pork.
Why did it stand out to you, darling?
Because it looks quite meaty.
Yeah?
The only problem is we couldn't feel him, so we said to judge it by the way it looked.
Why couldn't you feel him? Did you ask?
No, because I thought it'd been a bit funny going up and feeling with the meat.
Okay. Is it French, Spanish,
Dunno.
Scottish?
He just said it was brought up in a good farm and...
Lovely. Okay, what do you think I'm going to say to you lot? Why would you think I might be disappointed? It's all right to be disappointed. This is the last time I'm going to be disappointed about you lot and me. Why did I fucking take you up to Peter Gott's farm to show you some of the most beautiful produce you're ever going to see? Why did me and Peter try and tell you why this man is in love with the job that he does and why he treats his pigs as good as his family, and then you eat the stuff? I mean, I don't mind if you go and work in some Scrotenberger restaurant down in wherever, right? But for the next year, you guys are mine now, and we're going to open our restaurant, right? Are we going to cook shit food or good food? Good food, bloody good food. Are the critics going to want to cane me? Yeah. Absolutely. Are we going to prove them wrong? Yes. Right? Who's going to be receiving deliveries every fucking morning? You lot, right? Who's going to get bollocked if they accept a whole load of old shit and know absolutely nothing about what they're buying? Absolutely. So you will not ever, ever, for me, buy meat that you know nothing about, because you're going to eat it. Customers are going to put it in their mouth and swallow it, right? And if you don't know where it's coming from, I don't want to cook it.
Next week, the heat is on in Jamie's kitchen. A new challenge for the trainees when he sends them off to work with real chefs in real kitchens. And a wake-up call for Jamie when he tests how the students react to pressure.
I sent 2 out 3 minutes ago.
And the service is lousy.
What shall I say to the customer, Michelle?
Tell them we're really sorry.
OK, so I'll tell them there's nothing we can do about it.
I didn't say that. I said there's nothing I can do about it.